Hello again. This time I'm going over a little bit more about a theme board. So this time I'm doing a several Pinterest style poster board using images to say a story regarding a theme. So here's my starting board, 8.5 by 11, with a backdrop and three images I have brought in. And I'm going to talk about bringing these three images in and another way of bringing the image in of the hippie van without the black background. So first off, the Emerald City, I'm going to do this one, and working with that image, you're also going to consider the size of your image before you bring it in. So if you bring it in as is, copying and pasting, it may be too big for your layout. And as you notice, you may have the white background. So I'm going to remove that. So going back to this image, I'm going to do my image size and adjust it. And I'm working at 150 resolution. And the height I'm making the city is 2.5 inches. So now when I select all and copy and paste, I will have the correct size. The other part of it is you may not want this white background for this design. You just want to have the image only. So there is a very quick way of fixing this, and that is using the eraser tool, which takes time and it will erase. But another one that will erase is a background eraser and the magic eraser. Those two are very similar. The background eraser works when the image has a distinct background, like this one, where the white you can erase and it takes time, but because there's a difference between the green and the white, Photoshop will not erase the green right away. So this will take a little bit of time, and you still have to be very careful because you can erase some part of the image you don't want. So I'm going to go back, undo that, and I'm going to switch to the magic eraser, and I'm going to click on the white, and now it has removed the white from the image. So that is a great simple fix. And then after that, I will convert this layer, if you want, into a smart object. So you can click here, right click, and convert to smart object. That is going to preserve this image in case you need to do any other effects and modifications to it. So going to the little hippie van, I did the same thing. I changed the image size, resolution, brought it in. This one is fine, but I may not want the black background. So using the background eraser, making sure you're on the right layer all the time, I can go in here and gently go around the van. But also note that the color may bleed into the van and I may end up removing a little bit too much. So what is another solution? And I'm going to undo that and I'm going to go back to the original van, going to the original artwork. I'm going to use the quick selection and I'm going to drag over selecting the tires, the bumper, the neon glow. So now that I have captured and selected the van, I'm going to do another way of removing the background, and that involves going to your layers and then at the bottom, this icon here, that is your add a mask button. So selecting this will make a mask, removing the black, and as you can see there's the hippie van and there is the mask, which is making everything around it black and not showing. So I tell everyone to remember to work with a mask, is that just like in fashion, white reveals, black conceals. So if you keep that in mind, that would help you. So if you have some white pants and you have some beautiful flowery undergarment, it's going to show. So remember that white is revealing and the black is concealing. So keep that in mind when you're masking and you won't have any problems. So now I can do my cropping with the crop tool and I can get closer to the van and hit enter or return or go up to here. There you go. Now, the thing that happens with the mask is that you do select all and copy and you go to paste, you're going to do it wrong because as you can see, I brought back my background. So I'm going to go back, and if you're not careful, you have the mask selected. You go to select all and copy. You will paste the black and white of the mask. So what do? You take this layer, and I'll pull this out so we can see the whole thing. And you're going to modify it, go to the flyout menu, go down to convert to smart object. There you have it. Go back to your move arrow, drag it over to your window, switch the tab, wait till it flips over, bring the arrow down, then release. And you have your van. So I'm going to remove that because the other part of this hippie van is changing the image size 2 inches so it's smaller and 150. Now when I move this over and place it, I have my van. So those are the ways of either using the magic eraser to erasing a solid color, as long as it doesn't destroy your image. But with the black, it was destroying some of the dark parts. So a mask was needed for the van. The next thing I'm going to go over is cropping. And I'm going to use the perspective crop to show a unique feature in Photoshop. Thank you for watching.